Hello YouTube, this is Damien Lemaitre. As you remember, last time I did a review on Bakerloo, as you can see on the left. I was only intending to do reviews on underground Ernie engines, but after a lot of talking, a lot of thinking, I decided to do some Thomas the Tank Engine ones as well, which brings me on to today's review on Hornby Stepney. So it's my second review, but the first one on a Hornby engine. I decided to do it for Stepney as a fellow friend on Twitter requested that I did one on Stepney. Stepney is one of my favourite engines. I do have a lot of favourite engines in Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't know what to say really about Stepney. I think he's a really nice model. All the colours are correct, more or less. One thing I have noticed is when it comes to the colour scheme, he's got this green bit on his boiler, which I wouldn't necessarily say was the right shade of green. I mean, it almost looks black almost. I've got some other models of Stepney here in my collections, and I have a wooden railway one, and they get the green more, I think, right a lot more, whereas, as I say, it's a bit dark here, but I don't think that's a huge disappointment. I think it's still a really good model. Stepney, as you know, is a standard gauge engine, but even for a standard gauge engine, he is quite small. And in the television series, he was quite a bit smaller than, and not as tall as Percy, as you may remember in the television series. And when I put him next to my Hornby Percy, as you can see here, they are exactly more or less the same height. I got this model of Stepney in 2012. In 2012, both Hornby Spencer and Stepney had some limited edition productions made of them. And I got this Stepney in 2012 at Barton, but as you can see, this one was actually built in 2006. So 2006. And he came with a box, as you can see here. Came with a box. One thing I have noticed, again, quite odd, with Stepney's packaging, the polystyrene that he comes in is a cream sort of colour, whereas other engines have like white polystyrene. So for some odd reason, Stepney comes with cream, but that's not an issue, but it's just something unusual that I wanted to point out. He also comes with these sets of instructions of maintenance and a few other rules. Again, it's like I said, I think it's a very good model. And Bakerloo, who I reviewed last time, didn't actually come with any instructions at all. Stepney was first seen in the television series in the 4th series. He also appeared in the Railway series book, Stepney the Bluebell Engine, and he was referenced in Oliver the Little Western Engine. So 2 Railway series books, but like I said, only mentioned in the second one. So he actually comes from he comes from the Bluebell Railway, and he hasn't had much of a role in the television series really. He was very popular in Series 4, Series 5 he had 1 episode, Series 6 he didn't speak, but he appeared in a few episodes, and again he was still fairly popular. He appeared in Series 7, which was only stock footage that was used, but nevertheless he still appeared. He was last seen in Series 12 in Rosie's Funfair Special, and he hasn't been seen since really, and I think it's a bit of a shame that he's not been seen. Like I said, he is one of my favourites, and I'd love to see him more and more again. But we'll just have to wait and see in the future. I mean, we have other engines like Spencer, who I do like, but Spencer will visits Sozor quite a lot, so maybe it'd be nice if Stepney visited again. So I do think Stepney is a very good model. As you may have noticed, I've painted the buffers on him. I've painted them the proper silver colour, like they were in the television series, and also in the Railway series books. And I think they look good in silver. They came with black before, and normally I'm very precise. I like to be precise. I'm sort of precise on colours really. I wanted them to be like the television series, as he more or less, I think he looks like his television series model. So I painted the buffers silver. Another thing that I think was maybe a bit of a disappointment is his whistle. His whistle is just painted the same colour as him, as you can see there. Whereas in the television series, it was a brass gold sort of colour, like all the other engines. So I think that was a bit of a shame. I think what was really impressive with Stepney as well is he's one of the few Hornby engines that has detail actually inside the cab. You can see that he's got his lever there on the inside, just about. I can probably see it better than you, but yeah, so he's got his lever. So he's really detailed inside his cab. On the box it says ages 3 and up, and then so you've got some of these fragile things here, which I wouldn't trust many 3-year-olds with myself, to be honest. And I think when I was 3, I couldn't have been trusted. So it has got some fragile parts. Another thing that is missing, which is again is not the only one, as the Ertel one and the wood one don't do it either. He had big red lamp irons, as you may remember. So again, the television series and in the railway series. He hasn't got these, but I dare say they'd be too fragile. But like I said, they've added these other fragile parts, and then so there's no reason why they couldn't have added them really. So that's something missing. But overall, I think he is a very good model. Yeah, and so I think I can safely say I give him a 10 out of 10. Some people complain, like I've painted the buffers on mine. Some people complain, like with the Bachmann James, his wheels were slightly grey. And I saw a few other reviews, people have painted in the proper black colour, and they've sort of complained about it. But I think the whole fun of models is like, say, doing things like painting and things like that. So I was happy to paint them. And like I said, it's nice that I think his buffers look a lot better now that they're the proper silver colour. He's a really good runner that I'd recommend to everyone. He's actually quite powerful, quite strong, even for a small engine. Another thing I can add as well is that he's got these little black rods around the side, like the real Stepney, because like I said, Stepney came from the Bluebell Railway, is based upon a real engine. Another thing I'll add is, I say he comes from the Bluebell Railway. I have Oliver here that I bought this year, and that comes from the Bluebell Railway, but I didn't buy it from there. I bought it off of eBay. And again, with Oliver, you can notice he's got the white polystyrene around him, whereas Stepney has the cream, which is a bit unusual. So it's not an issue. But I say that between them, they're both really well packaged. And so Stepney runs well. And that's the end of this review. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I've raised all your points, but if you want to ask anything else about the model, again, please feel free to. Thank you for watching, and next time we'll be covering Hornby Henry. Another thing I will say is I think that Stepney is one of Hornby's best models, along with Spencer, Murdoch, and Oliver. He's one of the best models, and he does run really, really well. And I've had no issues with him, and touch wood, I don't have any at all. Thanks for watching.